explains to his audience why he agrees with Nick Fuentes on his call to stay home in 2026. People are sick and tired of accepting a managed decline through Republicans. And today, Marco Rubio, we have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. How about that?
Before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires that entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions, by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world and drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in years to come.
You know what he's sounding a lot like right now? He's sounding a lot like the president. He is. He's sounding a lot like the president. This is big.
Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end, and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make.
Man.
This is what we did together once before. And this is what President Trump in the United States wants to do again now. Together, we lead. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weak. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo, rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it.
Oh my God.
For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline.
I shall not be removed so easily.
Man.
You need to stop
Man,
that
bro, like, I'm, the power level of this? Yes, bro, like, look at this. Can you comment on the power level of his tie? Yeah. He cooked the fuck out of him. Dude, this is insane. I love this. Oh my God. Yes, and we got, like, bro, inject this into my veins. Like, I want this all the time, man. This is amazing. Yeah, this is good. Marcus Rubius, yes.
We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilizations in human history. What we want is a reinvigorated alliance that recognizes that what has ailed our societies is not just a set of bad policies, but a malaise of hopelessness and complacency.
Fucking exact. This is so good. Oh my God.
An alliance is what the alliance that we want is one that is not paralyzed into inaction by fear. Fear of climate change, fear of war, fear of technology. Instead, we want an alliance that boldly races into the future. And the only fear we have is the fear of the shame of not leaving our nations prouder, stronger, and wealthier for our children. An alliance ready to defend our people, to safeguard our interests, and to preserve the freedom of action that allows us to shape our own destiny. Not one that exists to operate a global welfare state and atone for the purported sins of past generations.
Oh my God. This is the shit that I say every day. This is actually the same shit that I always say. Oh my God.
Feel the wrath of the
This guy's good? Yeah, this is amazing.
An alliance that does not allow its power to be outsourced, constrained, or subordinated to systems beyond its control. One that does not depend on others for the critical necessities of its national life. and one that does not maintain the
I
polite
shall not be
pretense
removed so
that our way of
easily.
life is just one among many, and that asks for permission before it acts.
True.
And above all, an alliance based on the recognition that we, the West, have inherited together. What we have inherited together is something that is unique and distinctive and irreplaceable. Because this, after all, is the very foundation of the transatlantic bond.
Oh my God.
They hit a
Wow.
checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Man, that's really like it's amazing. I really like Vance. I hope one of them runs, right? I mean, you get either one of them, I'd be happy, right? But they got to go a lot harder. I could see, I'm going to be real. I could see Marco Rubio being way more extreme than JD Vance. I can easily see that. And so I don't know really which one I'd go with. I'm not sure. But either way, I mean, you could just have both of them run again, right? I mean, who gives a shit? Watch it full speed. Yeah, this is insane, man. And wow. And everyone in the room platform, you missed the end. Well, I don't know if that's it or not. The Vance versus Rubio race begins. Honestly, I think that really they probably will run together or something like that. I'd be kind of surprised if they ran against each other. And I also got to say that it's really good that I think that Trump gives these guys so many opportunities to build themselves up. I think that's really great because obviously it's like right now, I think the Republican Conservative Party has a huge problem with having all of all of the energy is totally concerted around, it's totally centered around Donald Trump. Everything is about, around, and, you know, in dealing with Donald Trump. And you need to, like, eventually he's going to retire, right? Eventually he's going to die. And so what happens after that? Well, you've got to have the new guys that come in and they carry it forward. So that's the really good thing, I think, that, you know, he gives JD Vance and Marco Rubio. They can just go on there, just talk about whatever the fuck they want, right? That's it. And so, yeah. And Young Bucks, yeah, you got to have that, right? I mean, you need to. And Trump Chief of Staff Rubio, yeah, 5 terms, baby. You think it's going to be 5 terms? Is that it? Let me see if I can find it. So then, bro, whenever I see right here him saying that same shit, like, I don't think they watch me or something like that. I find it to be very unlikely. But like, man, the 2% thing, the fucking managed decline, like everything else, like this is really, I'm feeling good about this, man. I'm feeling really good about this. Let me see if there's any more of this. What Baron does? I don't know. He's generally a little bit, he's a bit young for that, right? I mean, like, so I don't know if that's really true. And,
We revoked your visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We revoked it, and here's why. And I'll say it again. I said it everywhere. Let me be abundantly clear, okay? If you go apply for a visa right now, anywhere in the world, let me just send this message out. If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa.
that's right.
If you lie to us and get a visa and then enter the United States and with that visa participate in that sort of activity,
Get 'em out.
we're going to take away your visa.
That's right.
And once you've
I am
lost your
ready to
visa,
put
Should be lucky enough putting you in jail.
you're no longer legally in the United States, and we have a right, like every country in the world has a right, to remove you
Get
from
you
our
out. Get you out.
So it's just that simple.
Get that
I
ass
think
out.
it's crazy. I think it's stupid for
It
any
is.
country in the world to welcome people into their country that are going to go to your universities as visitors. They're visitors. And say, I'm going to your universities to start a riot. I'm going to your universities to take over a library and harass people. I don't care what movement you're involved in. Why would any country in the world allow people to come and disrupt? We gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree, not to become a social activist that tears up our university campuses.
Holy shit. Vance and Rubio for well, okay, so we're gonna have Trump run for 4 more years, right? It's a 3rd term, potentially 4th term Trump, and then you have maybe Marco Rubio and then JD Vance, or JD Vance then Marco Rubio. Man, you imagine that?
And if we've given you a visa and then you decide to do that, we're
You know what comes after that? Nick.
going to take it away. I encourage every country to do that. by the way, because I think it's crazy to invite students into your country that are coming onto your campus and destabilizing it. We're just not going to have it. So we'll revoke your visa,
Yeah.
and once your visa is revoked, you're illegally in the country and you have to leave. Every country in the world has a right to decide who comes in as a visitor and who doesn't. If you invite me into your home because you say, I want to come to your house for dinner, and
Yeah.
I go to your house and I start putting mud on your couch and spray paint in
Yeah.
your kitchen, I bet you're going to kick me out.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to do the same thing if you come into the United States as a visitor
Turn it into a shithole. You're going back to the shithole you came from.
and create a ruckus.
That's
for us.
right.
We don't want it. We don't want it in our country.
right.
Go back and do it in your country. But you're not going to do it in our country.
100%, man. And all use illegal aliens, their point of view, remember that? From a native's point of view?
Somewhere in the world
Yeah,
there's a
but
middle
here's the
road like I
thing,
went
right?
twice.
Is everybody
I
says,
fight
like, oh,
30
well,
seconds
you know,
before you
everybody,
attack.
you know,
Get
like, look
ready.
at, like, well, you have to let everybody in. Look at the Native Americans. They let everybody in. Yeah, what happened to them? They're all dead. They're all dead. They're living on reservations. Their country got totally colonized. I mean, really, like, I don't want to end up like that.
I've watched
I mean, fuck, I think that's the best example to say, ah, yeah, look at this. I don't want that to be me.
3,
Like, holy shit. Could do that with Ilhan Omar. They need to, if they run, just deport her. Do whatever you need to do. Oh, well, you can't do that. Do it anyway. Just do it anyway. Yeah. Oh, he even tweeted it out himself.
We increasingly outsourced our sovereignty to international institutions while many nations invested in massive. We increasingly outsourced our sovereignty to international institutions while many nations invested in massive welfare states at the cost of maintaining the ability to defend themselves. This, even as other countries have invested in the most rapid military buildup in all of human history and have not hesitated to use hard power to pursue their own interests. To appease a climate cult, we have imposed energy policies on ourselves that are impoverishing our people, even as our competitors exploit oil and coal and natural gas and anything else, not just to
Just say China. Just say China.
power their economies, but to use leverage against our own. And in a pursuit of a world without borders, we opened our doors to an unprecedented wave of mass migration that threatens the cohesion of our society.
Control lost.
If they keep going at this pace, remigration is going to be on 2028's presidential election. If we keep this pace up, oh my God. This has all happened in 1 year. Get them out? Oh, what's remigration? Sending all the immigrants that waste our fucking money and then don't do shit, sending them back to where they came from? That's what I want to do. It's not enough to me to cut the benefits. Gotta send them back.
Their team's capture progress has passed the
The continuity of our culture
Yep.
and the future of our people. We made these mistakes together. And now, together, we owe it to our people to face those facts and to move forward, to rebuild. Under President Trump, the United States of America will once again take on the task of renewal and restoration, driven by a vision.
You really got to admit, like, honestly, and this is one of the things that a lot of people don't really put enough respect on, is like Marco Rubio is in there fucking pitching for Trump every fucking speech. Like, he is always on message, you know, glazing the president. He's got the respect where it needs to be. Absolutely. Loyal. Yes, loyalty, man. Like, that's what matters more than anything else. Loyalty above everything.
Eyes over here.
Unless you're Pam Pump.
Future as proud, as sovereign, and as vital as our civilization's past.
Yeah.
And while we are prepared, if necessary,
That bitch
to do
is
this alone,
Time, love.
it is our preference, and it is our hope to do this together with you, our friends here in Europe. For the United States and Europe,
captured more than half of
we
the
belong
mission area.
together.
Keep going.
America was founded 250 years ago, but the roots began here on this continent long before. The men who settled and built the nation of my birth
Thanks for the love.
arrived on our shores carrying the memories and the traditions and the Christian faith of their ancestors as a sacred inheritance. an unbreakable link between the old world and the new.
Oh my god.
We are part of one civilization, Western civilization. We are bound to one another by the deepest bonds that nations could share, forged by centuries of shared history, Christian faith,
Man.
culture,
Man.
heritage, language, ancestry.
This is nutty. I know.
Our forefathers made together for the common civilization to which we have fallen heir. And so
Who wrote
this
the
is
speech,
why
Cooked? Yeah.
we Americans may sometimes come off as a little direct and urgent in our counsel. This is why President Trump demands seriousness and reciprocity from our friends here in Europe. The reason why, my friends, is because we care deeply. We care deeply about your future and ours. And if at times we disagree,
30 seconds before you attack.
our
Get
disagreements come from our profound sense of concern about a Europe with which we are connected, not just economically,
Man.
not just militarily.
This
We
is
are connected
insane.
spiritually, and we are connected culturally. We want Europe to be strong. We believe that Europe must survive. Because the two great wars of the last century
The battle
serve
He's a great
for us
speaker.
as
Yeah, he
history's
is.
constant reminder
He really is.
2,
that ultimately
1.
our destiny
All you need
is
to do is capture the
and will
missionary.
always be
Got it?
intertwined with yours. Because we know
Man. Man. Bro, like they're clapping before he's even done. Oh my god. Speed Shovel Max? Yes, exactly.
national security, which this conference is largely about, is not merely a series of technical questions.
Faster now.
How much we spend on defense or where, how we deploy it, these are important questions. They are.
To the mission area.
But they are not the fundamental ones.
Yep.
The fundamental question we must answer at the outset is what exactly are we defending? Because armies do not fight for abstractions.
True.
Armies fight for a people. Armies fight for a nation. Armies fight for a way of life. And that is what we are defending. A great civilization that has every reason
This
to
is one of the big problems I think Europe is going to have pretty soon, especially if the Ukraine war continues or if there are any other issues, is that I think that you're going to have a really, really hard time motivating a bunch of young men to go out there and fight wars and die for a country that's being overrun by illegals that want to remove and change the country completely. Sound to land a video, I think it should be fine. And so, yeah, this is generally what I think is happening overall. Venus-based Marco? Yes, absolutely, man. 100%. And sending the illegals to war? Well, I mean, I think they should probably do something. But people will not die for an economic zone. That's fundamentally what it is. People will die for a country, they'll die for an ideology, they'll die for a nation, they'll die for an identity, but they are not going to die for an economic area where, you know, they're basically getting replaced by foreigners and they can't complain about it or it's illegal. Die for a bunch of pedos in power? Yes, definitely. There's no magic soil. I mean, again, like, what is this here? That's not even what I was saying. You're still arguing something stupid. But anyway, people don't hear them. I know. Now they're being patriotic because they want you to die for Israel. Absolutely. 100%. No one wants to die for Israel's public image. Yeah, the entire speech is 15 minutes. Maybe I should just watch this. I'm ready.
will never be irrelevant to our own. National security, which this conference is largely about, is not merely a series of technical questions. How much we spend on defense or where, how we deploy it, these are important questions. They are. But they are not the fundamental ones. The fundamental question we must answer at the outset is what exactly are we defending? Because armies do not fight for abstractions.
So he started it out with this.
Armies fight for a nation.
Man.
Armies fight for a way of life. And that is what we are defending. A great civilization that has every reason to be proud of its history, confident of its future, and aims to always be the master of its own economic and political destiny. It was here, in Europe, where the ideas that planted the seeds of liberty that changed the world were born. It was here, in Europe, which gave the world the rule of law, the universities, and the scientific revolution. It was this continent that produced the genius of Mozart and Beethoven, of Dante and Shakespeare.